My news advocacy video is about the Judiciary Act of 1789. I'm not going to go into the different courts of the judicial branch, I'm just going to talk about how it was established. You'll get to know the who, what, when, where and why about the judicial branch. Who was involved in creating this? George Washington signed off on the document, but Senators William Patterson and Oliver Ellsworth were the official authors. They came up with the main idea. What is the Judiciary Act? The Judiciary Act of 1789 is a document organizing and establishing the judicial court of the U.S. The political parties emerged and there were huge debates over the ratification of the Constitution and how the country should be led. The Federalists believed one thing and the Republicans believed in another. The 1789 law that created the judicial branch of federal government provided these regulations. 6 Supreme Court members, 13 lower districts, and the idea that the Supreme Court can settle disputes between states and that they get the final say in things. When was it created? It was created September 24, 1789, when the air was filled with tension. The political parties were going after each other, but they knew it was time to start establishing the government. Where was it established? The act was passed in a building called New York Federal Hall. Why is the creation of the judicial branch important? The judicial branch is one of the 3 branches of government. We still have these and use them today. What the people had created in 1789 is what helped to shape our country now. It represents the compromise between those who wanted federal court and those who opposed. The Judiciary Act of 1789 was basically the establishment of the judicial branch. It was a hard bill to pass since there were lots of disagreements and arguments regarding the formation of the 2 political parties, the Federalists and Republicans, and the creation of the government. Senator William McClay said, "I opposed this bill from the beginning. It certainly is a vile law system, calculated for expense and with a design to draw by degrees all law business into the federal courts." Obviously he was against this action, and so were many other people such as Richard Henry Lee and William Grayson. Those 2 people were anti-federalists. The Federalists were the ones who mostly supported the act. The Judicial Act was to create a form of government that would be carried out, used and followed. Every constitution and every law naturally expires at the end of 19 years. If it be enforced longer, it is an act of force, not of right. Quoted from Thomas Jefferson talking about how the judicial branch should make laws that are not forced, that are mostly wanted. A last quote again, from Thomas Jefferson: "The new Constitution has secured these individual rights in the executive and legislative departments, but not in the judiciary. It should be established trials by the people themselves, not to say, by jury." What Jefferson is saying is that people's rights are protected in the legislative and executive branches but not in the judicial. Laws should be made by the people, not the jury. This was an opinion about the judicial branch. The judicial branch decides if the laws made by the legislature are unconstitutional. Jefferson, a Republican, didn't like the establishment of the judicial branch because he believed that the common people should be able to be part of the government and help decide if the laws are unconstitutional or not. In conclusion, the Judiciary Act of 1789 was the establishment of the judicial branch.